The crimson sun dipped below the horizon, casting long shadows across the ravaged battlefield. Korrin the Bold stood amidst a sea of fallen, his armor a tapestry of dents and scratches, his sword slick with the blood of friend and foe alike. 100 enemy warriors, their faces grim and determined, formed a tight circle around him, weapons raised in a silent threat. The air hung heavy with the stench of death and sweat. Korrin's breath hitched in his chest, a ragged gasp that mirrored the state of his body. But his eyes, though weary, burned with an unwavering intensity. He spat a glob of blood onto the ground, the crimson stain a stark contrast to the darkening earth. He had fought for hours, a whirlwind of steel and fury against insurmountable odds. His comrades, once a proud legion, were now scattered corpses, their sacrifices staining the ground a deeper shade of red. Yet, Korrin remained. He was a lone bastion against the tide, a testament to indomitable will. Suddenly, with a guttural roar that echoed across the battlefield, Korrin charged. His movements were a blur of controlled chaos, a dance of death as he sliced through the enemy ranks. Sparks flew as his blade met theirs, a deadly ballet of steel on steel. Arrows whizzed past him, some finding their mark, but he pressed on, each wound fueling his rage. A spear, thrown with deadly accuracy, pierced his side. He stumbled, a sharp cry escaping his lips, but he refused to fall. His grip tightened around his sword, his resolve unshaken. He was not merely fighting for survival. He was fighting for a legacy, for the memory of his fallen brethren, for the honor of his name. With one last desperate roar, he raised his sword high above his head, a beacon of defiance in the gathering gloom. Then, with a final, earth-shattering charge, he plunged into the heart of the enemy line, a human hurricane of fury, the clash of steel, the screams of the dying, the thunder of his relentless advance. It all faded into a deafening silence as the screen faded to black. Slowly, the words appeared on the screen, glowing